I can't even open a program to screenshot this. Behold, the computer version of this is fine. He just became like 50% carrot. Sometimes you just gotta leave the fake people behind. The baby. I need to know what that baby did to her. A satisfying effect of a pressure wash. Pressure wash my body, please. Screw that. Pressure wash my soul. Free me from 3 decades of sin. Why am I laughing so hard? That pan looks so done, and it doesn't even have a face. Someone call the press, because I'm about to make history. 0 results for most babies fought at one time. I heard a bang and went into the bathroom to see this. Yes, human. Please activate the magic control waterfall. Okay, well obviously one of us is going to have to go home and get changed. Do you ever feel like a plastic? It's a spacebar. Guys, I did not spend $16 on this sticker for 5 likes. I thought it was greasy, OMG. Psychology says your mind only sees what it subconsciously wants to. What do you see? Trump evasive on best waifu question. If he can't even choose a waifu, how is he going to run a country? Man builds adult-sized street legal version of the iconic little toy car. Why is this fresh tomato orbiting in space at 4.8 miles per second? The ultimate clickbait. Someone should write a book where the main character slowly falls in love with the reader. Last line of the book. Please don't close the book. I don't want to die. Oh my. I would just keep the book open and tape it to a wall. I'm almost afraid to want it. Why does Squidward's face show more emotion than Elsa's? His paycheck. What are you doing on the computer all the time? Sin. I cannot breathe. Oh my G. OMG. I am finished with this country. This is not summer. This is hell. Scooby-Doo. Dog blows up house with can of deodorant. They saw the chance and sprinted with it. If you step on a person's foot, they open their mouths, just like trash cans. Lol, why am I still laughing at this? They do not have my name. Came across the best mug ever the other day. Chaotic neutral. It says a lot about me that this basically sums up my reaction to a lot of situations. Please do not open with knife. My ride is here. Struggle. For some reason, nobody talks about the butt chairs at my uni. I think we should definitely talk about the butt chairs at your uni. Snow White, Bengal, golden, white. Oh, hell yeah. This is the coolest picture ever. It looks like God ran out of printer ink. Although Switch cards contain a bitterant, Nintendo 64 cards do not, and are still a great addition to any gamer's diet. There are so many things wrong with this, and you kinda notice them in a particular order. I love the term "we're expecting" when talking about pregnancy, because it makes it sound like there's more than one outcome. Yeah, we're expecting a baby, but it could be a velociraptor. 3 young women eat spaghetti on an inflatable mattress at a lake. When I think about my wildest hopes and dreams, this is it. You could answer almost anything with, "Not since the accident." Actually, you can't. Not since the accident. Garage sale. Follow me. I would follow him to the ends of the earth. Mentally ill. Mental illness. I wish I could fly. I wish I could walk. I wish I could swim. You lucky boy. This is why geese are so arrogant. What did I do? Fun fact, it takes 18 messages to send the entirety of the B-movie script. Who knew? I'm giving up alcohol for a month. Wait, sorry, that didn't come out right. I'm giving up alcohol for a month. Skeleton of a cave bear in Bear's Cave, Romania. Wonder why it's called that. Student confidently submits worst essay professor has ever graded. Students, you have no idea how high that bar is. I don't think the Joker chemicals really did all that when he fell in. I think he just wanted an excuse to be like that. Joker. The Joker chemicals made me crazy. Arkham Doctor. That was a mild detergent. There were no cases of autism before 1930. Yeah, Mount Everest wasn't discovered till 1856, but I'm sure the fucking mountain existed. Guys, I just realized why paper beats rock. Paper symbolizes words, which symbolizes brain, and rock symbolizes brawn. Brains over brawn, mind over matter, paper over rock. You clever little sloth. Then what the hell does scissors mean? I wish I could carry around cards at school that have reaction images on it. So when someone says something stupid, I could just hold up a card and be like, this exists. It's called a facial expression. I would like to see you try and make this face. My grade 7 students had to do a budgeting activity pretending they were living out of home on $2,000 a month, and I find this written there. Please don't let me live on my own. I spent $32 on asparagus. Since bat wings are just skin stretched between elongated finger bones, bats fly through the power of jazz hands. I did not know I needed this until it arrived. A little girl who grows up thinking all doors are automatic, but actually she's haunted by a really polite ghost. So chivalry is dead. You win. Best response to this post. I'm at my church and I'm using the Wi-Fi here, and I look to see what my connections are, and my mum tried to teach our goats to pee in one certain spot by giving them treats when they pee in that spot, except that they think that now whenever they pee they get a treat. So whenever they see my mum, they pee. Laughed for a solid 5 minutes. Behaviorism gone wrong. At this point, every round mammal is a hamster to me. Coconut. I think we both have different definitions of what mammal is, but I can't say say I disagree with you. Has hair. Give milk. Did Uber Eats just threaten me? Be prepared to meet Jesus outside. So, airplanes officially banned tweezers. Honestly, I think anyone that can hijack an aeroplane with a pair of tweezers deserves the airplane. Dave, screw off Sean. I'm taking a picture. Dave, damn, this girl was prepared. She learned from experience. That look on her face is the one who found out all of Jack's powers through trial by fire. Be different. Meg, that sunflower's going to die. They face the sun for a reason. I'm crying. Have you taken a hot air balloon ride in the past week? Prefer to not say. It's a sensitive issue. One time I was on a roller coaster and a guy's hat fell off on one of the loops, but he caught it when we were the right side up again, and I have to go my whole life knowing I will never be as cool as that guy. Hats off to that guy. Go out of your way for somebody today. If you see a neighbor shoveling their driveway, go grab your shovel, wait for them to finish, and then start shoveling all the snow back onto their driveway. I didn't say go out of your way to be nice. Are you a philosopher? Boy, I'm dumb as hell. Boy, I'm dumb as hell. It's just rephrased Socrates. I know that I know nothing, so what's the truth? Do you ever do that thing in class where you notice you've stopped paying attention, so you try to focus, but then you're focused so hard on trying to focus that you're still not paying attention to what they're saying? OMG, it's in words. This too shall pass. It might pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass. Truth. I like this version. It's more realistic. OMG. Today when I woke up, I was so confused that I could not remember my first language, and I panicked and literally screamed, but I don't even know how to speak French. In English, I'm German. First ever DNA recovered from extinct miniature elephants of Sicily. Jurassic Park, but it's tiny elephants and nothing goes wrong. My favorite mode of transportation is tap dancing. Get on a tractor for once in your life, you sickening theater person. That is an oddly specific name. People adore the octopus for being a crafty, soulful genius. It's not, and they shouldn't. Damn, how bad was this reporter hurt by an octopus? A clam wrote this. Had to label the old trash barrels so the collectors would know to take them. This should be the last post on Tumblr before it's shut down. We are all getting older, but age is a relative thing. I've licked things that are 250 million years old. You're not that old, and you're not worth licking. Claire, this is by far the most terrifying post you have ever made. You can't change the volume of the voice in your head. Try, I dare you. It's impossible, and it's really messing with my mind. Someone hug me. I can make it scream without getting louder. Help. Holy damn, whispering is the same volume as shouting as loud as I can. What have you done? We think in concepts. Concepts have no volume, because a thought is the loudest silence of all. Be careful when you meet a new squad. It may just be a bunch of people who were kicked out of other squads and formed a dangerous Franken squad. He's actually not wrong. Play with us, Squidward. You haven't seen me naked. We're gonna keep it that way. Why is Obama such a chill president? I want to be friends with him. Best friends with Obama. Bro-Obamas. You can change the way any word is said. Pop, cola to pop. But guns are now called rooty-tooty point-and-shooties, and you cannot change this. Frantically slams button. Oh, I think I just broke my desk. Yike, just don't do that. Would people be as comfortable buying meat if the date the animal was killed was displayed along the best before date? Actually, I would feel more comfortable. It would make choosing fresher meat easier. That's a very good idea. When vegan ideas backfire completely. As a college student, my favorite words are cancelled and free. Free pizza is cancelled. Why would you even say something like that? Opposite of imposter syndrome, where I do deceive my way into an industry and I enjoy it. Infiltrator syndrome. If you were a spider, how would you wear your socks? All 8 matching, opposite feet matching, but otherwise up to 4 distinct pairs. Total shock, anarchy. Other, specify. Color wheel, obviously. I just saw a picture of saying do or die, and it literally translates to die or die. Do you want to die in Danish or English? Is there a word for I'm okay, but it's a fragile kind of okay, so be gentle with me. I nominate I'm eggshell fine, currently whole, but easily crushed again. My cat brought us a present today. I have never seen a rabbit so angry. He was set free 10 minutes after being caught, photographed, and driven to a nearby field. Cat thinks I'm a chew. Humans putting me in a box with a carrot, like it's gonna make this whole situation better. Do I look like Bugs Bunny to you? Oh my god, I just killed it in the McDonald's drive-thru. She heard my order, exactly. I didn't stutter. No from me. Clean. Normal human interaction. Just a fluid conversation. So cool. The amount of sass in this screen cap is overwhelming. My wife is out of town, so I have successfully eaten burritos for the last 4 meals, which all happened before noon. Eating this 5th burrito is not really fun, but I've given up on too many goals in the past. I'm not giving up on this one either. This man is a professor at my college. Is it just me, or does it look like it's about to whip in the second photo? I just realized that never is a contraction of not ever, and blush is a contraction of blood rush, and studying is also student dying. I hate game night with the engineering graduates. Don't get me started on poker night with the math students. Monopoly with business majors is the worst. honest, I still think the friend zone should be a big calzone that you share with your friends. My friend's corgi fell asleep in class, so you're just allowed to bring puppies into school now. Right now, a baby is being born. Right now, someone just clogged a public toilet and is running out of the bathroom as fast as they can. Life goes on. Hopefully this is not the same person. Remember when every girl wanted this phone? Yo, if you had this phone in 2005, you were the coolest person on the block. I did not know this was a thing. My dad had this phone. Then your dad was the coolest thing on the block. No exceptions. Some girl just walked into my local bookstore with her boyfriend and said, "Buying books is a waste of money." She starts complaining and whining about how she wants to leave. He then looks at her for a long time and says, "I want to break up. This is beautiful." Remember when these things were everywhere and they were just the best thing ever? Sensible part of brain. You made enough pasta that you could take it for lunch tomorrow. Put it in a container. Overwhelming majority of your brain. Shovel the pasta into your face. Do it. Put it in your face. The future is meaningless, but the pasta is now. Tumblr is just... This is the kind of humor I'm into. Telekinesis. Telekinephy. I hate this. Holy damn. Stop. This is the biggest mistake I've ever witnessed. Master Wayne, what is the point in all those push-ups when you can't even lift a bloody log? Do you even lift, Mr. Wayne? I can be your devil or your angle. If you ship 2 professors, is it a scholarship? Get out. He wants the PhD. Hospitals are so weird. Like, on one floor, a woman is bringing a new human life while the father of her child looks on. And on the floor below her, a frat boy is getting a Wii remote removed from his butt. The circle of life. His real power lies in his ability to make his enemies feel insecure about themselves. You little tart. Tumblr. I cannot believe boys are being raised to not show emotions. They should be allowed to cry and talk about their feelings and insecurities. Male. Tries to just do that. Lol. Male tears. Pikachu smacked the TV. Whoa, Pikachu. You need to calm the hell down. Nearly almost dead, but not quite. Me every day at school. I hate meeting new people and then being like, "Oh, you're so quiet." Like, what the hell am I supposed to tell you, Jessica? I don't even know you. Once I was babysitting my neighbor's 6-year-old and she asked why I was so ugly. And without thinking, I said, "I'm you from the future." And she just cried for like 30 minutes. You run a tattoo parlor. Every couple of weeks, you get the same customer, always requesting the same tattoo. An additional tally mark on an ever-growing cluster of tally marks. What, are you counting how many tattoos I've gotten? I'm no longer serving you. Omnious positivity. You will be okay. You have no choice. Everything will turn out fine. You cannot stop it. This is the dude that hired the clown. I love that you can just say, "This is the dude that hired the clown," and everybody immediately knows what you're talking about. It's technically true. My history teacher would give you half a point or quarter point for an answer that was not wrong. This is not wrong. My therapist. So, how are you doing today? Me. Is your therapist washing you? Used her hand sanitizer. People be like, "I'm so tired and sleepy," and then stay up doing hyperfixation stuff for the next 5 hours. ... If I say goodnight and an hour later you see me online, it's not that I lied, it's just that I failed. If it actually started raining men, I think I would just start crying and be really terrified and not leave my house and just curl up into a ball and pretend I couldn't hear the slammings of bodies falling upon my roof under no circumstances would I think. Hallelujah. This headline makes me laugh because it sounds like God is trying to scrub this earth clean, but we are all stubborn and persistent sinners that won't wash out. This dog can reach 200 pounds and are a popular breed in Russia to hunt bears. Good boy. Dude, I would watch the hell out of this. Imagine dating an immortal and finding a photo album of their exes, who all sort of look like you, dating back a century. Wow. What if the exes were all previous incarnations of you, and the immortal's been dating all of them, in the hopes of getting you to remember your first life when you originally met them? I smell a novel. Things to do if I ever go to America. Go to a diner and order a greasy breakfast. Eat a jelly donut. Meet a cryptid. Okay, but what are you going to do after you get out of the airport? Well, back into the airport. I am a pretty patient person, but if there's one thing I will lose my stuff over almost instantly, it's my computer or internet being so slow. My tolerance level is exactly 0 for that. Man, I did my time in the 90s and 2000s. I don't need any of this. I accidentally told my friend the sweetest pickup line ever. I started talking about solipsism, the belief that everything around you was created by your mind, and I went, "If everything around me is all my imagination, then you're the best thing I've come up with." She was speechless for a solid 5 minutes. I'm like Heinz Doofenshmirtz because I too like being petty, singing off-key, and oversharing my deepest traumas for no discernible reason. I also think of myself as evil, but am at best a minor inconvenience. Good morning, cruel world. Don't you mean goodbye? No, I meant good morning. This world may be cruel, but I'm still kicking it. What is a hero without a villain? Useless. What is a villain without a hero? Successful. So what you're saying here is that we should all be villains. Yes, there is no reason you cannot cannot eat a pie at every meal. They make fruit pies, vegetable pies, meat substitution pies. I mean, pies easily cover 100% of your necessary nutrition groups. They even make cake pies. The only reason not to switch over to pie entirely is pie sucks. You were so close to a revolutionary thesis, and then you betrayed me and every citizen of good standing. I work in a pizza place, and we took our chicken broccoli Alfredo off the menu. Then this happened. Spidey, what did you get for number 7? Dude, shut up. I don't want to get in trouble. I got Waterloo. This is a math test. Are we not going to talk about the fact that Deadpool is writing with scissors? C is for cookie. Please leave. What perfection this is. My sister just tried to ask me if I wanted to go to bed, but instead it came out as, do you need to use the sleep? And then she just kinda looked really horrified at herself and whispered, maybe I need to use the sleep. If Cthulhu can be summoned by humans who are so far beneath it, why can't humans be summoned by ants? The answer is, they should be. Pharrell Williams explains youthful look at 40. I am not a vampire. Sounds like something a vampire would say. I'm not a vampire, haha. Pharrell, we never asked if you were a vampire. Flash, take the controls. But does anyone ask if I know how? What it feels like to enter adulthood? Why do women's clothing designers believe that girls do not need pockets? It's so that they can sell us bags. Beat your depression. Beat it with a broom. Beat it into the ground. Die, die, die. Knock, knock. Who's there? Stress. Today we found a lost King Charles Spaniel whose collar said donkey, and he's currently at my house until we find his owner. We found out after the first couple of hours that he doesn't respond to his name unless you say it like shh. Dear programmer, when I wrote this code, only God and I knew how it worked. Now only God knows. Therefore, if you are trying to optimize this routine and it fails, Miss Shirley, please increase this counter as a warning for the next person. Total hours wasted here, 254. Guy cut a deal with a deity. Justice is best served cold, because if it were served warm, it would be just water. This one was bad enough to make me slow blink at the computer as I grinned, so therefore I have to inflict it on everyone too. Them's the rules. If I have to suffer, so do you. NASA, we only used to have 9 planets, but now we only have 8. Pluto, stop telling everyone I'm not a planet. Sometimes we can still hear its voice. Look, I'm not saying that demoting a planet named after the Roman god of death stoked his rage and brought down on us his vengeful fury and retribution, but gestures at everything. Finally, an explanation. No longer going to pursue a career. I would like to be a rock, thanks. Metamorphic or ingenious, neither. Dwayne the. When my dog had surgery, he would cry a lot the first night, but he would stop when I would lay down beside him, so I crawled into his cage with him, so he would stop crying and pet him until he fell asleep. I fell asleep with him, and when I woke up, the dog was on my bed and left me in the cage. If I was a famous author, I would publish a book with 10 different endings, which all went to print with varying degrees of rarity, but not tell the fans about it, so I could watch their confusion as they disagree over how the story ended. Then, when they figured it out, I would come clean, telling them that I had released 11 alternative endings, and watch them panic again as they tried to find the last ending. This is perfect, but imagine if we had tiny little dragons, the size of puppies, and they would go wherever we went, sitting on our shoulders and hissing at everyone who tried to touch you, because you are their most special thing in the universe, and they're so tiny, it's ridiculously cute. I actually daydream about this a lot. So, I have a little cousin, one is 10, and the other is 7, and my aunt told them they could each say one curse word and not get in trouble. So the older one very politely says, damn, but the younger one stands up on the kitchen table, rips his shirt off and screams, fuck, while dive bombing to the floor, and my aunt just stood there and stared at him because she could not get mad at him. Someone has this in their dorm window at my university, and it's beautiful. Eat snack while looking for a better snack. Me. This is everyone. The two sides of life. The joke is that they're both failures because they're playing League of Legends. Last year a boy walked into my class 20 minutes late. I'm really high, and my teacher asked him why he was so late, and he said, I don't know, I think there were more stairs than usual. I don't know which is worse, being in love with a fictional character or being in love with a celebrity. At least with a fictional character, you know it will never happen. But with a celebrity, there's that tiny part of your brain wearing a tinfoil hat, slowly rocking back and forth and quietly whispering, it could still happen. Does thou wished to be dunked upon, sire? Let that sink in. What the hell does it want now? My uncle used to be one of those people who drove dead people to cemeteries and such. Then he became a taxi driver, and the person he was driving tapped his shoulder to ask a question, and my uncle screamed really loud. It's back. I'm sure that's what he thought. Mark the electrician has been here for 5 minutes and he's already said, well, that's weird, twice from the other room, and frankly, I'm afraid to ask. It's not good when skilled tradesmen are standing in the middle of your room pinching the bridge of their noses, is it? Mark just referred to the wiring in our bedroom as creative and interesting. This is fine. I was told recently about a school that was shamed into changing its school motto. The motto was, I hear, I see, I learn. Nothing wrong with that, Percy. Unfortunately, the motto was in Latin, and the Latin for I hear, I see, I learn is audio, video, disco. What the hell? That's the best school motto ever. Change it back. Your yearly reminder that I learned through suffering can be translated into Latin as Disco Inferno. When my friend was a kid, she used to put on high heels and practice running around and jumping off stuff because Catwoman could do it. Now she can practically sprint in stilettos. Like, I've seen her chase after animals and run up hills and climb poop with zero hindrance. I will forever and always admire the hell out of her for it, because when asked to choose between practicality and fashion, she literally just chose, no, be Catwoman instead. And for some reason, that actually worked. One day, you lose your wallet. It is found by a mob boss who figures out that you aren't in such a good place financially and takes pity on you. So they start anonymously sending cash, clothes, and furniture to you in the mail. Eventually, the mob boss sends you a letter to stating that they bought you a house, and it lists an address. What do you do? In this economy, thank them politely, pledge your loyalty, and join the mob. My mom finally bought a toaster. Why did this get so many notes? We're happy for you. It's just a toaster. It's been 3 years since I made this post. Stop congratulating me on the toaster. Stop asking me how the new toaster is doing. I don't know. I haven't lived with my mom in almost a year. I haven't seen that toaster in months. She might even have a new toaster now. Who knows? Not me. BuzzFeed articles talk about Tumblr all the time, as if BuzzFeed's contributors are anthropologists observing us in our natural habitat. Apple-bottom jeans, boots with the fur, weirdo little kids are my favorite kinds of people. She should be face down on a skateboard and slide at people. Imagine you're an adult sitting at your front door handing out treats to the unusual little vampires and witches and trademarked superheroes, and this giant horseshoe crab comes rolling up the front walk, and then it stands up and there's this little girl inside it. Whenever I hear people say that classical music is boring, I just want to remind them that has a overture called that kind of hurt my lung. I got a headache. Google says I'm going to die. Why is Google sending you death threats for having a headache? The inside of your butt is warm enough to hard boil an egg. Oh no, I'm not falling for this one again. What? If you cut off my pee-pee, 2 more will grow in its place. Promise? This is the strangest and most thought-provoking response I've ever received on a post. Lab safety, but the teacher just wants you to die. Lab safety. 1. Drink whatever's in that beaker. I know you want to. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick. Well, you're not wrong. My mom just informed me that my first word was quote, so I'm going to make sure my last word before I die will be unquote. You have been blessed with a rare and epic opportunity. I donate blood in the hopes that my blood will overpower theirs and take control of their body, so I will gain another vessel to use as my own. Why am I replying to this? It appears my blood has been successful. When a girl changes her clothes in front of you, she's either really interested or you're level 99 friend-zoned, or she hasn't spotted you in the tree yet. 2 kinds of people. What if dogs bring the ball back because they think you enjoy throwing it? This may have just changed my life. I haven't ate anything since 11. Bro, I'm starving. Damn, and how old are you now? Science side of Tumblr. How do I become a jellyfish? Jellyfish have no brains. You're already pretty close. Okay, wow. What if we feel pain in some parts of our bodies 24/7 since we were born, but we just accepted it, and now we feel nothing, and that's why babies cry so much? Dude, what? Do you ever just get up from your computer to walk aimlessly around your house only to sit back down in front of the computer again? I pointlessly open the fridge too. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the living room and look lost. Why am I in the bathroom? We're all Sims. If I die, my funeral is going to be the biggest fucking party ever, and you're all invited. If. Great. The only party I've ever been invited to, and he might not even die. I hope I don't have to fight my evil shadow self today. No way. My parents made watermelon pops, and it's honestly the cutest thing to me. My parents made 25 years of marriage go down the drain. Hey, this is the 3rd floor of the building I work in, and there's a horse in here. Things to do if you are a shapeshifter. Get into a place that horses shouldn't be able to get into. Turn into a horse. If you ever trip and fall in public, get up, laugh to yourself, and say to anyone looking, sorry, it's been so long since I've inhabited a body. I did this once, fell over, and saw a guy staring at me. Got up and wandered past him muttering, too many legs. This body has too many legs. Must fix that in the next phase. The look on his face face was priceless. Why do little kids always throw tantrum screams like they're reenacting Jurassic Park? Their emotions are too big for their little bodies, y'all. They feel just as intensely as we do. Well, maybe they should get bigger bodies. They do. It takes several years. Several years. Typical millennial laziness. Sometimes I forget that people on the internet are actual real people. Like the guy scanning your bananas at Walmart could be the guy who sends you anonymous hate. Damn you, banana man. Self-care is breaking into NASA and launching yourself directly into the void. May we suggest a soothing bath instead? If there are trees, you aren't alone. I can't tell if this is supposed to be an encouragement or an ominous warning. That's entirely up to the trees. If 666 is evil, then 25 point that is the root of all evil. Do you have a calculator in the shower? Went to a pet store today and saw this giant rabbit, so you decided to throw money at it like a stripper. Stop the objectification of rabbits now. Sorry, I can't go to school tomorrow. I fractured my motivation. Guys, I said this to my dad once. He laughed so hard he had to let me stay home. Cheat mode. Close your eyes and you can play any game in your mind, even Paper Mario. Paper Mario is trash. Close your eyes and imagine yourself being a more likable person, and then open them and weep. There's a hamburger in the elevator at school, taking lunch to the next level. Did you just... What slurs have you said? Every morning, I stand in front of my mirror and say them all, alphabetically or chronologically. How do you say slurs chronologically? I'll be recording and editing screams and torture sounds this week. Don't call the cops. Yeah, that's exactly what I would put on my door if I planned to spend the week murdering someone. Imagine if trees gave off Wi-Fi signals. We would probably be planting so many trees, and we'd save the planet too. Too bad they only produce the oxygen we breathe. Isn't it relaxing? Just seeing the snow quietly flow down makes you calm. This is so perfect. I want to cry. This is so relaxing to watch. There could be a dead body under that snow, and no one would ever know. Ah, there you are, Tumblr. Deadpool could save hundreds of lives through organ transplants. He has cancer in his whole body, so no. Adulthood is a scam. I want to be a crow. I'm not even an adult, and I want to be a crow. The desperation only grows with years. Scientist who trained Rat to play Doom 2 says he may start a Twitch channel. Reblog if you would watch Rat Doom. She literally got a drink of water, and then walked over to my boots and spit the water in them. Was it revenge for the braids? A murder by a nail gun. Murderer. Nailed it. If you were to vacuum up Jello through a metal tube, well, I think that would be a neat noise. I beg to differ. Then beg. Please let me out. Sorry, I have a boyfriend. I'm trapped in your attic. Listen, I'm not interested. I'm going to start a false crime podcast where I explained crimes that actually never happened. I'm going to do the crimes you explain, forcing you into having a true crime podcast. If God isn't real, then why does the palm of man fit so perfectly against the throat of a goose? How has this person acquired this knowledge while also still being alive? You got me fucked up if you think I'm reading this. Found an old PC monitor, decorated a little. What website is that? The only good one. Missed the days when I could just go out and do this. I stepped on someone doing this. They made it sound like bagpipes being compressed. I wasn't sorry. I'm the biggest PP lover of them all. PP lover 3001. Not so fast. Isn't the idea supposed to be, you saved my life, now I owe you debt? Nope, other way round. You saved my life, so now I'm your problem. If you don't like it, then kill me. God wanted me dead. Now you get to find out why. Technically, you can go the rest of your life without eating. Really? Yeah, you'd starve to death, but it technically was the rest of your life. Next time a conspiracy theorist tries to tell you what really happened, present them with a more outlandish theory, and accuse them of covering up the truth. Conspiracy theorist, the moon landing was fake. You believe in the moon? Staff, tell me what was explicit about this picture. He's thinking about them boobies. Self-care is eating mangoes. I hate mangoes. Oh, die then. It's 12:30 a.m. and I'm in the men's bathroom and someone was in another stall, and I started blaring the Thomas the Tank Engine theme, and I literally heard them stop peeing out of fear. How do you know if it was fear and not arousal? I like to think that we live in a nice world and not the one you just created. I have one brain cell and it bounces around in my skull like a Windows screensaver. When it bounces perfectly in the corner, I experience a thought. How messed up would it be if they just added another color to traffic lights one day and didn't tell anyone what it meant? That would be so funny. Purple equals start driving like you're in Boston. What if you live in Boston? Start driving like a normal person. What if the only reason we can't walk through mirrors is because our reflection blocks us? What if they are protecting us though? What if they know that the other side is horrifying and painful and they are trying to keep us from ever crossing over? I must be on the wrong side of the mirror then. Maybe you're the reflection. Does anyone get upset when you're dreaming and it ends on a cliffhanger? I'm dead serious. I can't tell you how many times I'm having a good or weird dream, then wake up like, OMG, what did he find out? Is he okay? What should I do? Damn, what was I dreaming about again? One time I spent a whole dream preparing for the best cheeseburger ever, and I didn't get to eat it. Y'all ever just suddenly have the overwhelming urge to swim? Like, not actively, but you just wanna be in the water and have some peace. That's how it gets you. This is so scary. Am I going to die? I was so sleep deprived the other day. I tried to zoom in on a paper. What the hell? I just made that post. Oh wait, that is my post. I haven't slept in 2 days. Shapeshifting is the best power because you can have any haircut at any time you want. You can turn into a hotter version of yourself. You can turn into a dragon. You can turn into a robot. You can turn into a shambling mound of abstract shapes and sulk outside of your estranged father's house at night while chanting ominously about his sins. This took a weird turn, but I'm still on board. My army is almost ready. We here at Chuck E. Cheese do not condone violence. Please delete this post. I want to hurt the rat. Chuck will snap your spine like a pretzel, you miserable wretch. Why do bugs in the south chase you like you owe them some money? Why do you sound so guilty? Because I owe them money. Do you ever just want to gently place your hands on someone's cheeks and hold their head there in your hands and looking into their eyes and then violently jerk their head on a right angle and snap their neck? Well, that took an unexpected turn. So did their neck. I have to tell you something that will lower your entire opinion of me. When I was 12, I made flyers for my fanfiction and handed them out at a train station. I'm blown away by the sheer confidence this act required. If anything, my opinion has been raised. Poise, the fearlessness, the laughing in the face of death. I'm speechless. Do other people pronounce your and your differently in their heads, or is that just me? Your is pronounced your, and you is pronounced you. You're a wizard, Harry. I hate that joke, like at the end. I heard too many sounds at once, and now I'm a bitch. We're all one sensory overload away from becoming the strongest versions of ourselves. Supervillain origin story. 2 conversations happened near me at the same time. I'm laughing like a maniac. My rat just went inside my brother's toy car and sat in the front seat. Am I supposed to laugh at the rat or the dog? Papers and registrations, please. How Canadians are hatched. Canadians are my favorite mythological creature. If we cannot see air, can fish see water? Maybe they can't, but in the same way we can see water, perhaps they can see air. Y'all are just messing me up right now. Hey, if you teach your parrot to say parrot, it's probably as close as you'll get to owning a Pokemon. My brother tells a story about his roommate's parrot that everyone who came to the house would say, "You're a bird," to it, so the bird would repeat the phrase back, no biggie. Until one day, my brother was alone in the house with it and heard it say very quietly, "I'm a bird." My brother almost dropped a plate. Did you know that you actually can never forget a face? Every single face you've ever seen in your life gets stored into your memories and gets used up for later. For example, in dreams, your brain can't just make up a face. Every single face you've seen in your dream, you've seen somewhere once in your life. And those strange nightmares you've had of those terrible demon-like creatures, you've seen them around too. You just can't remember. You don't want to remember. Do you ever get the urge to get up in the middle of the night while everyone is fast asleep and just walk places and to be completely alone and entirely dedicated to your thoughts? Yes, but the problem is, I don't want to get murdered. You feel me? I feel you. We all feel you. Why are so many people touching me? This is why you don't walk around in the middle of the night. What if you kept the horse mask 24/7 while raising the child and they thought they were raised by a horse-human hybrid and they never knew any different, and then one day you took the mask off? That is a great idea. No one on Tumblr should ever become parents. That is a cute fetish you've got there. Would you mind keeping it that number feet away from me? That number feet, you say? My dad is a senior software engineer at Google, and this is his work laptop. He takes it to company meetings. I've been told he's received many compliments. Marry him. Did you just read the post? Somebody once told me the world was going to end on December 21st, 2012. I bought all the pasta as a way to celebrate the end of the world, and now I'm $10,000 in debt, and I have pasta everywhere in my house. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Perfect couple. One person has cold hands, the other has warm hands. Together, they maintain the ideal temperature for hand-holding. Relationship goals, thermodynamic equilibrium. Whoa! Dude! Fucking voice. I'm not reading this anymore. Go away, meme. Swear words are illegal now. If you say one, you'll be fined. Heck, you're on thin fucking ice. Oh no. I had a dream where tornadoes were made illegal or something. I just remember like a dozen police cars driving directly towards a tornado with their sirens on and getting all sucked into the tornado. How long does someone have to be dead before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing? As an archaeologist, I find this a very awkward question. Answer the question, grave robber. All you've ever wanted was to be feared and ruled the world, but every villainous act you commit backfires. Steal candy from a baby, poisoned candy, baby saved. Steal the baby, abusive parents. Threw a woman off a building. Push she needed to unlock her powers of flight. She's now your sidekick. Newly acquired toddler. Mr. Evil Man. You sure are helping a lot of people. But imagine if we had tiny little dragons, the size of puppies, and they would go wherever we went, sitting on our shoulders, and hissing at everyone who tried to touch you, because you're their most special thing in the universe, and they are so tiny. It's ridiculously cute. I actually daydream about this a lot. When a person dies, no one will miss them. The mourning is assigned to a random human. This is why you sometimes just feel sad. From now on, if anyone asks me why I am randomly sad, instead of saying, I don't know or something, I'm going to look them dead straight in the eyes and say, I've been assigned to mourn the death of a stranger, and just walk away. You cannot rest here. Ever played a video game where you have to sleep to recover? They only let you do it if everything is safe. Otherwise, they won't let you sleep. You'll get a message saying, you cannot sleep now. There are monsters nearby. Now, remember the last time you couldn't get to sleep? I do. Don't you do this to me. If I ever died, I'm going to haunt my school. You're an asshole. I'm going to step on the back of your shoes the entire day. I'll randomly open and close lockers. I'll go on the intercom and just make breathing noises. Pull the fire alarm during finals. Throw a book at someone every time they say/do something stupid. I would be an awesome ghost if I ever died. I think cows are really nice. That's what they want you to think. They're like deer, but really big. How am I supposed to make creative funny text posts when nothing happens in my life at all? You just use a story from The Sims and pretend it really happened to you. One time I was swimming, but the pool ladders disappeared, so I couldn't get out of the pool, and I swam for 10 hours, then died. If there's a heavens no, and a hell yes, why isn't there a purgatory maybe? Perhaps. Oh my god. Bears have absolutely no right to be as cute as they are. I want to hug them and pet them. Big fluffy dogs, supersized. It's technically true. My history teacher would give you half a point or quarter point for an answer that was not wrong. This is not wrong. Life is an egg. Explain. Has chickens in it sometimes. Why are there so many different kinds of pasta? If I had penne for every time I ask myself that question. You didn't just do that. The crunch that you hear in every bite of M&M's colorful button-shaped chocolate is your teeth crushing on our worthless spines. I don't remember this post. Isn't it weird that we pay money to see other human beings? Are you talking about sex work, the movies, or airplane tickets? Classes. This emoji and this emoji have different energy. Who the hell is sending this? If womb is pronounced womb and home is pronounced tomb, shouldn't bomb be pronounced boom? This is a demonic faced armor helmet. That's epic. What if the reason we get so attached to fictional characters is because they were supposed to be our soulmates, but we were born in different universes? It's weird how people say follow your dreams instead of follow your ambitions, because once I had a dream where I worked for a place that tried to genetically engineer ducks to speak English, except the ducks only criticize people's fashion sense. My friend I haven't talked to in years just paid me back for Chipotle from 7 years ago. What if you opened my rib cage and found it full of ketchup and rocks? Scary how fast someone could mean so much to you. Scary how fast you can mean nothing to someone. Scary how fast I'm not reading this because I'm not sponsored by them. Touching grass is not enough. I need to touch Yellowstone superheated prismatic acid pool. My PP is this big. Hello, 911. Someone's just been slaughtered right in front of me. You do not need a mirror. You're a man. Fellas, is it gay to perceive oneself? Sounds pretty gay to me. Someone edit this picture to be Dr. Phil levitating the bottle with his mind powers. Amazon says its facial recognition can now identify fear. The last thing the device sees before I hammer it to death. I have escaped medical leech. There are medical leeches. Yes, they work very hard to get their medical degrees. Not this one though. This one's trying to ditch class. Sorry, I have the bubonic plague. I can't hang out tonight. Oh rats. My doctors. They aren't old enough to go to medical school. This is fraud, and they're all unethical quacks. Don't be so ageist on my post. Answer me this. How high is their kill count? With you, it will be one more. True self-control is waiting until the movie starts to eat your popcorn. Why would the movie eat my popcorn? Never mind, I got it. Everyone looks worried, apart from that guy on the far left. I like how the guy on the right is so shocked. He becomes a teapot. He becomes a teapot. I've been laughing at this for the last 7 minutes because of the teapot guy. No offense, but I've been learning how to have fun in dumb circumstances. I was showering during the storm on tonight, and the light started to flicker violently, so I peeked out from the curtains and looked at my cat sitting on the counter and said to her, "Miss Obama, it's been an honor," and then the power went out. Most private thing I'm willing to admit, I'm not good at estimating how much pasta is enough for one person. There's a tool that does that. I'm sorry, does the scale progress from a child to a horse? Oh, I get it. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. I did this at a bus stop once. I missed my bus and the next one wasn't supposed to come for another hour, so I had time to kill. A little girl walking with her mum said it looked like a throne for a flower princess. Killed flowers for nothing. Those are dandelions. They don't have feelings, physical or emotion. There are quite literally billions of them, and it made a little girl happy. Calm down. I wonder what a worm looks like under a microscope. Never mind. Kill it with fire. The age detection app was used on a photo of an abandoned house. Once in 4th grade, this guy got 2% on his math quiz, so everyone called him Milk for the rest of the year. I want to be a reverse tooth fairy, where I rob people and then scatter their human teeth on their bed. A dentist. I don't know what your dentist is doing to you, but I think you need to go to the police. Reading is just staring at a dead piece of wood for hours and hallucinating. Please delete this. Pictures I took on a disposable camera when I was 5. What the hell? Can anyone tell me what the hell my mom was dressed up as on Halloween back in the 70s? Because she can't. When you become famous, you are called a legend because your leg ends. What? Your leg, it ends. I'm not a linguist, but I think that's wrong. Are you saying your leg doesn't end? I mean, at some point it does, yes. Then what's the problem? Her dad died months before her wedding. She loses it when her brother tells her to turn around. Nothing like faking your death to surprise your daughter in a few months. My ride is here. Struggle. Pondweed that looks like long green hair. No wonder you're still ill. Stop touching that. I don't know where he's headed, but he is more than ready. My proposal for humans 2.0. Wings. Detachable boobs. Better knees. Is that you can turn on and off. I agree, but I would like to add reinforced spines. More eyes. I'm losing my brain because my mom is getting catfished by a guy that sends her pictures like this, and it never once occurred to her that this isn't a real picture and that a real person would never ever take this. So I was cleaning out from under my bed and there's 39 more in a bag outside. You are a disgusting human. Excuse you. I am hydrated. I have beautiful skin and my urine hasn't been yellow in years. Step the fuck off. Still fancy that cup of soup now. Yes, because I'm fully aware that liquids start to solidify when you reduce their temperature, you fucking buffoon. I put a smiley fry in the microwave, so next time my mom goes to make something, she gets a pleasant yet unpleasant surprise. Don't be sad. Eat a pizza. Worst thing I've seen today. I just slept for 15 hours. What did I miss? This pee-pee. Oh, thank God. I thought I missed something big. If you put a bee in the freezer, it will get cold and fall asleep. After it's asleep, put it in your mouth. Don't eat it. Let it sit there. It will get warm and wake up. Now, you have a bee in your mouth. Why the fuck would I do that? Approximately 92 sobbing horses calling you. What do they want this time? There was a puppy petting session at university today, and I thought that meant there would be real puppies. I'm so sorry. This is the worst thing I have ever seen. The fact that high is the second lowest option says a lot about Australia. I just pretend I know what I'm talking about 150% of the time. If you can't blow them away with your brilliance, baffle them with your bullshit. Bantu the gorilla dies after being sedated so he could be transported to another zoo for mating. How many more brothers must fall? Infect your computer with small viruses to build its immune system. I thought a truck was about to crash into us and I instinctively said, "Whoa there, buckaroo." I could have died, and those would have been my last words. I have to get my stance just right. It's all in the form. Bacteria, the only culture some people have. Biologists are jerks. Our sense of humor is infectious. 1. Grow up and have children. 2. Hide babies all around the house. 3. When my kid asks, "Where do babies come from?" respond with, "Where don't babies come from?" and pull one out of a cabinet. Example number 24,000, where Tumblr users should not have children. When I see a really attractive person, I just laugh because I know if we lived in the Aztec culture, they would be sacrificed to the gods for their beauty. That is a very strange way of coping with not being really attractive. Works for me. Laid is pronounced like paid, but not said, and said. Said is pronounced like bread, but not bead, and bed. Bead is lead. Fucking what the fuck? Have you ever seen anything this awesome before? Never in my life have I seen something so earth-shatteringly awesome as this clay being cut into sections. So, turns out my prom dress just so happens to match my morph suit. Hey, what if we did not combine dozens of unrelated political positions into 2 color-coded options? That sounds like something someone from the other color would say. Get 'em, boys. We should domesticate seals. You ring someone's doorbell, and instead of hearing a dog's bark, you hear a super deep, terrifying seal bark, and you hear a loud, wet, flopping noise. That's the world I want to live in. When I was 6, my brother told me that old people sag because they are being pulled to hell, and I cried. My other ride is your mum. Managed to resist the urge to rear-end this dude today. If someone points at your black clothes and asks you whose funeral it is, look around the room and a casual "haven't decided yet" is always a good response. You're in a room. It's locked. There is a television on every wall. On those televisions are videos of embarrassing things that have happened to you. The volume on every television is not an even number. Calm it, Satan. I dressed up like Slender Man to scare kids tonight. Met a mini-me. Why commit murder when you can have one of these? Come on, guys. I would kill for one of those. I think you're missing the point. This is the face of a man you've always knew existed, but never wanted to think about. An abandoned church in Czech filled with ghost statues. Sun illuminating on Mount Everest. A huge Dorito. I searched up hurdlers without hurdles on Google, and I don't regret it. Fawn lying in the shadow of a headstone. It's giving too much. He wants to do numbers on Tumblr so bad. I feel sorry for this photographer. He tried to take a nice scenic view of a pyramid, and his camel comes along. German firefighters being tested on their ability to source a sound in the dark. I've been trying to get this bottle open for 5 minutes, so I thought I would take a picture to commemorate the event. That might be easier with shark teeth still not opening. The FBI is struggling to hire hackers who don't smoke. We live in the best possible version of cyberpunk. Apparently my cat likes yogurt. This cat looks like it just found the answers to every question in the known universe. The two sides of life. The joke is that they're both failures because they're playing League of Legends. Watch me roll up to the picnic with my bag of wet fruit. Your bed is probably as happy to see you as you are to see it. Here comes the warm slab, it thinks. Wrong, it thinks. God, hope this dipshit doesn't spill beans all over me again. Who the fuck eats beans in bed? Every gamer's reaction upon finding a blood-covered room. Well, that's not good. I am pretty sure that is not exclusive just to gamers. Any ideas for the new park sculpture? How about a giant metallic octopus attacking a rook? Perfect. Imagine if Tumblr had memories like Facebook does. 1 year ago, today, you posted, I wish I could eat dirt like a worm. Where the party at? You are the person our math problems warned us about. America is seen by an Australian. Australia as seen by an American. I'm crying. No, you're not. Why does he have socks on in the jacuzzi? Those are his hooves. Don't panic. Look around. Interact with reality. Or just play the dinosaur game and don't be an asshat. A fantastic letdown. That is public school art class. Now this is the sort of quality religious content I want to see on my dashboard. Milady, this is really terrifying. They are growing, evolving. You know when little kids are told to smile for the camera and they do their biggest grin because they aren't self-conscious about their teeth yet. They just give it their all. That's what this looks like. Tiny dog gasps at tiniest snail. The other day I went to a museum in my town and they had a gar in the tank and it was just swimming around with a rock in its long snout. He loves it. How is this man real? I want someone to blog about me the way this man blogs about pasta. Guess how I feel? Like a plastic bag. I'm not reading that. Whoever invented kangaroos is an idiot. Kangaroos are animals that seem like they should be cryptids, but it's an entire species. Eats a snack while looking for a better snack. Me. This headline makes me laugh because it sounds like God is trying to scrub this earth clean, but we are all stubborn and persistent sinners that won't wash out. I thought opening a door for a lady was the polite thing to do, but she just screamed and flew out of the plane. Play with us, Squidward. So I was using the bathroom and I needed pee and I could not pee. So then I thought in my head, pee, come on, I know you're in there. And then I wound up laughing so hard that I peed. Samsung invents butt robot to prove phones won't bend. You had me at butt robot. I'm a piece of trash. As someone who cares deeply about the environment, I am obligated to pick you up. Is 7 okay? You smooth fucker. Does anyone have that picture of the skeleton and it's like, boy, I die, shit boy. I'll be sure to keep an eye out for whatever the hell that is. God dang Raven, tap dancing on my roof. Get a job. That is his job. Oh, my bad sir, please proceed. Straw babies for sale. My all-time favorite sign I've seen near my house. I can't live like this. I have no idea what type of garment I'm looking at here, but I don't think it was made for a human or any other creature of this earth. Nature's Reflection by Icy and Soot. I have never in my life seen this image photoshopped as the guy wanted it. Super secret Ladybug Council meeting to discuss Ladybug super secrets. We must conspire against the bunnies. Secret bunny conference. The ladybugs are onto us. Okay, so you know how movies make eggs look so delicious in anime. Meet the opposite end of the spectrum. And yes, this is from a British movie. I was taking pictures of the new puppy when I look out the window to see the older dog just. Why do women's clothing designers believe that girls do not need pockets? It's so that they can sell us bags. Bruh. Saves rare items for the most dire of situations. Gets through the whole game without using any of them. What if there's an emergency? Gets into an emergency. What if there's a bigger emergency? I've been trying to leave Rome for a few weeks now, but all of their roads have this weird design flaw. I prefer guys who make small pee-pee jokes about themselves over guys who make big pee-pee jokes about themselves. I got a medium-sized pee-pee. It can talk to ghosts. I nearly spat out my tea. This taxidermy was found inside a late 19th century French mansion, which has been sealed up for more than 100 years. Good to know people were just as fucking weird before the internet. What time is it, you ask? I pull out my 2.7 metric ton granite and immediately crush both of your feet. I loudly announce, it is cloudy. OMG. I read this as cowboy limbo, and I imagined cowboys walking under the cow like a limbo. limbo bar. An apple a day keeps anyone away if you throw it hard enough. Bold of you to assume I won't just swallow it. That's not how swallowing works. Guess my favorite Rene DeCastro quote, who gives a shit? We're all getting older, but age is a relative thing. I've licked things that are 250 million years old. You are not that old, and you are not worth licking. Claire, this is by far the most terrifying post you have ever made. Is this person an archaeologist and referring to the lick test for fossils, or does she go down on the old gods? This is a bathroom where people can't see you, but you can see them, so if you were to look in the mirror, it would seem as if they were looking right at you, but they can't really see a thing. You would feel completely exposed to the neighborhood, as if you were in a box of clay glass. Satan builds a bathroom. Bro, I am just here. Me, when I am at location. Return here, please cards. Imagine how is touch the sky. Return here, please cards. I'm begging you. Don't dead open inside. I stumbled across this in a remote part of the lake, and I really love the surreality of it. Guys, this is hilarious. Someone literally flooded their bathroom, and now there's a waterfall coming out of their balcony. Follow for more soft plumbing disasters. I taped a Dorito to my 3DS. Why does this have so many notes? I don't understand. No, it's literally just a Dorito shaped to my 3DS. That's it. No joke here. Broke. Termites are Catholic. Bespoke. The clergy eats wood. I like wearing oversized sweaters, not because they're extremely comfy and cuddly, but because whenever the sleeves are really big, I get to flop them around and smack people. I love sleeve smacking people. Rudy time. I wish it was Rudy time all the time. If we were dating, well, let's just say horses would not be called horses anymore. Hey, what the hell does this mean? I'm shaking. What does this mean? I saw Kakashi in accounting class. These seals look like if you do so much as breathe a single molecule on them, they will disintegrate into a small puddle of tears. OMG, there's a dog in my yard. This is the best day ever. Hello, fuzzy baby friend. Not a dog. Not a dog. Bear. Abort. Rolling a 1 on a perception check. If you bite it and you die, it's poisonous. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous. What if it bites me and it dies? That means you're poisonous. Jesus Christ, learn to read. What if it bites itself and I die? It's voodoo. A member of the Scottish National Antarctic Expedition plays the bagpipe for an indifferent penguin. 1904. I control your entire country, kids. Same. Because nothing starts your day off right like Darth Vader crying heavily over your naked body. So, aeroplanes officially banned tweezers. Honestly, I think anyone that can hijack an airplane with a pair of tweezers deserves the airplane. If corals get stressed, they die. So if I was a coral, I would be dead. What does coral even get stressed about? Current events. I asked this teen couple at Starbucks to watch my stuff while I went to the toilet, and they were like, okay. And I'm like, thanks. And when I came back, they were gone, and this was left on my computer. I stole your Kit Kat, but don't worry. I left you $5. We were hungry. Hope you had a good piss. Your Tumblr is cool, by the way. Can you give me a promo? I am literally always looking at my reflection. Not because I'm conceited, but because I just think it feels kind of strange to have a physical form, and I'm constantly trying to process who and what I am. So, one time I was in 8th grade, my school went on a camping trip at this camp, and at night we all went around the campfire and told stories, and one of the instructors pointed up at the hill where a bunch of deer had gathered. He explained that baby deer make certain noises to call their mothers over. He said if we were really quiet, we could hear them. Suddenly, this huge black guy came out of the forest and yelled, "Yo mama, where you at? Problem child." Once, my parents were gone for the weekend, so I decided to take everything in the house and move it 5 inches to the left. It was subtle enough and not obvious, but they felt like something was off when they returned. Also, they kept bumping into the corners of tables, chairs, and couches. I'm an asshole. Apparently, Ethiopian baboons are starting to domesticate wolves, which is giving scientists new insight about what it might have been like when early humans did that. It's pretty cool. Not quite as cool as we thought, scream scientists, as baboons riding wolves come pouring out of the forest. If you spill a cleaning product, did you make a mess? I went to an art gallery for the first time yesterday, and there was this long monkey on the floor, and now I feel cursed. Imagine walking into an art gallery for the first time in your life and seeing this. Animal fact, chinchillas can't get wet. Their fur retains too much water and will start to grow mold, so they bathe by rolling around in dust. Chinchilla fun fact, chinchillas have around 20 hairs per follicle, unlike humans who have 2 to 3 hairs per follicle. Because their fur is so dense, they cannot get fleas or other parasites. The bugs will suffocate in their fur. Chinchilla fun fact, petting one of those awesome little guys feels like touching a cloud. Their newborn babies are like little pieces of fluffy popcorn. You could just toss a handful in your mouth. Don't toss a handful into your mouth.